toxic for the rest of your 20s. You only get one life.
Okay.
Yeah. Just stop playing. Oh, damn.
The one I got is only 30 seconds long, so.
I think it's probably only 30 seconds
All right.
of buffoonery. Hold on. Let me try to get this one
You
more
didn't
time.
even say hello.
This
You
Big
live?
Elvis the Chef. Yeah, I'm live. We're live.
What's up? It's over. How y'all doing?
We are in my office again. Last week we were in one of those. What was those things? I think it was a Cherokee X, whatever that means.
No, that's never gonna fall down.
There you go. And I ain't gonna hold this damn thing.
No, that's awkward.
Tell me about it. So what should I do here? You know what it is? This is a brand new phone mount.
I wonder if that can stand. Can it?
Oh, look at this. Boom. That sucks.
No. Yeah, good faith.
Gotta have faith, the faith.
Wouldn't it be nice,
Gotta have faith, the faith, the faith.
baby? Yeah.
Let me get that
Adjustable
brush.
premium black news. Huh?
Let me get that. Let me borrow that brush. Do you share that brush? Oh,
Those are
man.
comb. Those are comb.
Yeah, let me borrow that comb.
Oh, so how y'all doing, man? It's been a week. Long, exhausting. I realized I had gum in my pocket. It's been a long, exhausting week. How y'all doing in premium black news world? Christopher Perkins, what's up? Well, reading context might be a wise, because given the volatility of this. Microphone check 1 2 1 2. What's it? Oh, yeah. Can you hear us? Who knows? Give me a holler if you can hear what we're saying. Give me something.
Boom.
I got nothing. But
They would say if
he
they
said,
couldn't
"What's
hear
up?"
us.
Christopher Perkins, what's the 411? I didn't know you talk like that.
What's the 411? Christopher Perkins is in my wife's one of those moderators. She's a moderator, and she's a moderator in a few places, few chats, and she's modding in Queen Amador Shakur's chat. You gotta watch Queen Amador. She's good. Queen Amador is so good. She talked about the blue moon that we got going on tonight. You know about the blue moon tonight?
No. Blue moon, you got me standing alone without a beat in my heart. Never heard that?
My heart. You can sing it in your voice too. You don't have to sing it in their voice.
I don't really have a singing voice. You know?
So you're just copying the flow and the style of.
Yeah, and I respect that version.
Okay. You don't want to add your sauce to it.
Yeah.
All right, so.
And that comb did you wonders. Now
It worked out really well. I'm happy. I just finished going to Target to buy this amazing phone mount. But being that this car is only temporary, I didn't want to use the sticky stuff up on this glass. And then when it's time to replace it, it might not work again for the new car. So I'm on the fence with this phone.
I mean, when we were doing the trial runs for trying to get it to stick, it looked perfect.
It was perfect without the weight of the phone.
Yeah.
As soon as they put the weight of the phone, it was like, nah.
It was a wrap.
You got to take off this protective film, which I'm gonna have to just do.
Yeah.
You know, but I paid $54 for this thing.
But now you'll always have it.
Yeah, but will it work? Will it work for the next?
When you have the sticky stuff, it'll work, I think.
All right, let me just use it. All right, because this is ridiculous. Bear with. Boom. So bear with me. I'm gonna lock this phone in. Ulrich here. Talk to the people.
Premium Black News. Ulrich, the teacher. Boatman. I am here. Like, see, that's my sign off now. How's that sound? No. All right.
Ulrich Boatman. I am here.
No. Well, I actually wouldn't even do that. I like that.
Boom.
Yeah, that's
Much better.
yeah. I like that.
It's been a good week for me. How about you? Have you had a good week?
It hasn't been a bad week, but these weeks kind of been blurring together recently. Yeah, so it's hard to differentiate one week from another week or another week. But nothing's really stood out.
Nothing has stood out. Right. Well, that's definitely gonna happen with this teaching and stuff like that. You know, you got, before you know it, you're just gonna be looking outside to see, you know, if this it's gonna get so black. Well, when you leave for school, it's black. There's no sun yet, right? Or is there sun?
Yeah, it's black when I leave.
Right.
It's black. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a teacher's thing. You know, like a lot of teachers, like I watch a lot of online stuff with teachers. That's one of the things where you know somebody's a teacher, because they're always on the road before the sun is even out.
Yeah. But I like that actually.
You like
it's
that?
It's kind of nice. I don't like to be watched as much.
You don't want to be watched.
Yeah. It's funny while I'm
So
on.
you feel that the darkness out in the street is going to keep you a little more incognito.
Not necessarily. I'm not trying to be incognito or hide or anything, but it's just that, you know, I'm an eyesore when I'm in my kind of dress clothes in my neighborhood, you know. And it's not that.
It's so funny how people perceive themselves. You think that you're in a shirt and a tie, that you're some sort of eyesore.
I mean,
You're going to be looked at as the working class, man, on his way to work.
I don't know, but it's very. I don't like to stand out in that sense.
Right.
In other words, especially in that time of day. But what can you do?
Well, you will never get bothered by the cops. You won't get stopped and frisked. I tell you that much.
Yeah, but I didn't have that issue before.
That's true. That's true. You never had to stop and frisk.
even-
Why don't you take the seatbelt off?
Yeah. And in my when I lived in Brooklyn, I had gone to work in a shirt and tie and stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember.
But I didn't feel as uncomfortable there.
You felt more comfortable in Brooklyn in the shirt and tie than you do now.
Because part of it, yeah, more people were
interesting.
going to around the area were walking around in a shirt and tie, going to where they needed to go, like especially that time of the morning.
Whereas over here, this morning's, there's not a lot of shirt and tie. There's a lot of like construction boots, maybe.
Some of
That
it,
time of the
I
morning.
don't know, some of it, but nobody. No, until when I get to the 2 train. When I take the 1 train, up to wherever I take it.
And that's the 1 train here in New York City.
Yeah, when I take the 1 train, I can't be clocking me. But when I take the train, it's kind of in the morning. It's like nobody. There's nobody dressed in any kind of dress clothes whatsoever. But when I take cause I have to transfer trains. When I take the 2nd train I need to take, then you get to see at least like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, but just somewhat of just more, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's that's interesting that you say that, because it's like you would feel, like you say, you felt more comfortable in Brooklyn, where most people were at a certain time that you were on your way to work. You would see others in shirt and ties, men, whereas in this neighborhood here, you don't see that. So it's like a little. I get that. I
Yeah.
totally get that. 100%. You know.
It's not that I'm gonna change my behavior or walk a different route or do anything like that, but you know, just it's in your mind somewhere.
Well, before we get started with the show, let's talk about tonight's blue moon.
Okay.
The blue moon, it's a moon that was just here not so long ago.
Okay.
People forget. I don't forget these things because I used to be obsessed with the moon. Do you know about my obsession? My obsession with the moon?
I never knew you had an obsession with the moon.
We're talking about, dude, I have a camera that I bought just to take pictures of the moon. It's a Nikon P900. And my Nikon P900, I actually have it stashed in my safe. I don't even look at it anymore. I don't even use the camera anymore because it's way too disturbing for me to just keep looking at this moon because it's so crystal clear. The craters, the rocks, all these flashing lights going back and forth from one side of the moon to
You
the
said
other.
that disturbs you?
Yeah, it disturbs me because it's almost like a highway up there. It's
Okay.
almost like traffic control is going on up there.
Are you
can
seeing like
see
satellite
Saturn.
lights or just specifically?
You can see you can see Saturn. You can
Oh.
see Mars. You can see Venus.
Oh, I thought you were talking about looking specifically at the moon.
Well, look, yeah, you know, with the camera, you're able to look at the moon, and you're able to focus you can focus onto the craters of the moon.
okay.
It's absolutely. There's some times, right, when I stopped, I was like, you know what? I can't keep doing this every night. I was actually pulled over by the police. It says, sir, you made a right turn. You wasn't supposed to make a right turn there. And I was
Staring
like,
at the moon.
he's like,
Can you get one of those dishes?
nah. And he's like, well, are you distracted? I says, yes, I'm distracted. And he's like, what's up with all the cameras? And I showed him. I said, look, I've been taking pictures of the moon all night. And he was like, oh, wow, you're really into the moon. He said, get out of here. Have a good day.
I mean,
he just told me to keep it pushing.
I never heard that kind of love for the moon. Not from at least not from an individual that was right in front of me.
Right. My love for the moon, or my obsession, let's not say love for the moon. My obsession for the moon started with the red moon, the blood moon. Have you heard of the blood moon?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I was here in New York when the blood moon first started, and I had gotten a call to a client that needed me deep in Jersey. So I head out there to Jersey, and there was no clouds in the air and the sky. So I'm looking at the moon, and I'm like, I had this crazy moment. I watched the moon for like maybe 4 hours. While driving, I stopped for a little while, saw about 2 or 3 clients. All my clients were in Jersey that day. So this allotted me a lot of clear time with the sun, whereas you see the sky, how the sky is getting a little bit like cloudy. You see all the clouds are coming.
I see.
Where earlier today it was all blue. It seems to be that certain times of the day, well, certain moon cycles, there'll just be tons of clouds where you really can't see and enjoy it as much. But this particular day, the last part of the moon that I was able to witness from, it was from a place in Jersey called Mildriff, New Jersey. Mildriff.
Doesn't matter. Somewhere in New Jersey.
Yeah, somewhere in New Jersey. So I'm looking at this blood moon. So I'm sitting there, and I have the sunroof.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, and I'm watching the moon, and I'm just like blown away how the moon looked like a menstrual cycle. It wasn't what they said. Like, it wasn't turning red. It was actually chunks and cloudy, chunkiness that kept bumping into each other and connecting, and then like evolving, and then the whole
So wait,
moon.
this was the whole moon that looked like it was
No, this is slowly. Slowly the moon, it started from the bottom.
Okay.
It was very Drake. Drake started from the bottom, now we're here. So they started from the bottom, and it's just, so this is the moon, and right on the bottom, it just started to just travel up. And then it went along the side of the moon, and then it traveled this way. And then it was just this deep red and black turning and evolving, and it was like almost like a kneading of a dough. It was like this kneading of a dough. And the only thing I could think of at that time was, oh my God, every 36 years the moon goes through a menstrual cycle. It doesn't go through this concept where what they said was the reason why it turns red is because of the way the reflecting of light. The light is being reflected from off of the earth and all, they give you all this scientific mumbo jumbo. But when you stop and you look at it for yourself, you're like, wait a minute, I'm looking at what looks like a kneaded dough being folded into each other with the reds and the blacks and the darker reds and the more like burgundy colors. And finally it just consumed the whole entire moon, and then it kind of flattened itself out. and it slowly just became one color, where it was this chunky, nasty, dirty, ugly lookingness that was part of it. And I was like, Jesus Christ, this is no wonder they said the moon is feminine. The moon is feminine. The moon is going through a menstrual cycle. So now, tonight, well, go ahead. You want to?
No.
What's your ideas on what I said?
No. I wasn't. No, I was gonna let you go because you were leading into something.
Well, I was just leading into right now. Today we have the blue moon,
yeah.
And this blue moon is supposed to be huger, bigger, and brighter. Which I refer to the moon as the HD moon, because I have this theory that when our technology has changed, where we went from, because I used to be into TVs, plasma screen TVs, right? Yeah. And I would swear by plasma screen TVs. It's a different light that it gives off.
Yeah.
And the technology has turned where I already owned a plasma television, and then they moved on to LED televisions. So I got all into the LED, and then I used to grow cannabis, and I started to wanted to grow cannabis with the LED lights.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. It's not the same. It's not it is brighter.
Don't you need a strong, powerful, like intense light, very hot light to
yes.
do that? Yeah.
Yes, you need that. And these LEDs don't give you that. It's not a good job. It doesn't work well for cannabis.
Gotcha.
But this is 15 years ago when the technology just started to change to the LEDs. Everything was going LED. And what they said was, behind the scenes, the reason why the television went to LED is because the plasma screen TVs, despite the fact that it was better, warmer, the movies were like crispy. It was like an album. When you play the album, you get the warmth, the crispness of the song, opposed to digital songs that kind of like, you're going through the motions.
Okay.
And what I liked about so that's why they said that they got away from the plasma. It was just too heavy and too expensive to do, and LED made more sense. But around that same time as the LEDs came, the moon changed and the North Star changed. The North Star went to a bigger and brighter North Star, and the moon became LED bright. And it's just like our technology and the Earth's technology seems to be all on board around the same time. It sounds ridiculous, absolutely. I am
what
aware.
a way to start off the show.
Yeah, I'm well aware. Yeah, we got somebody else who's about to talk who's going to even sound more ridiculous than me. And that's Gorilla. We're going to talk about her and her rant that she had about toxicity. And
what made you think about the moon, though? Just that
because today the blue moon is today, which is going to be lower to the Earth, or the closest to the Earth.
Yeah.
And brighter than it's ever been before.
Now, does it have that same effect with the full moon, where people start behaving differently or something, or it's believed that something like that happens?
Well, this woman, Queen Ahmadiyya Shakur, she says that this is the time to take your crystals. If you own crystals, and you why you gotta be so dismissive, man? Crystals are all over the earth. That's crystals. Well, you take your crystals and you charge the crystals with the full moon sun of this blue moon.
I got you.
All right, and then you can actually take water and you can charge your water. You can not take the crystals and charge the water. Let's say you had rainwater. This would be the perfect time to take the tops off all your rainwaters and allow that light from the blue moon to just hit the water that you have, and it'll cleanse the water to some degree in a spiritual, esoteric kind of way. Where are there rituals involved? Yes, I'm sure. I'm not partaking in any rituals.
Yeah, that sounds like if anything, it sounds like some devil kind of stuff, man. It sounds like some witchcraft.
Yeah. Do you know
anything with the moon? Something with witchcraft and the moon is always synonymous.
Witchcraft
and the moon.
Well, they did that in movies and books because it felt better. But is it true? I don't know. Yeah. In other words, if we were doing a movie and we had people in the woods, and they was doing some sort of witchcraft stuff, I'm sure we would put the CGI full moon there. That doesn't mean that it represents that. It's just our idea of what looks good also. But I digress from that. I have no proof. I know that today is the blue moon. I will be looking for it. I'm looking at the clouds. It's getting cloudier and cloudier. That's what they do in New York. there's always these massive amounts of clouds whenever there's something really cool like that happening.
Now, for the viewers, do you know at what time this blue moon might be coming so they can take a look outside their windows?
No, I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure.
But-
I'm sure it's gonna be late in the evening.
Okay.
Like I'm talking like 9, 10, 11. That's when it's probably gonna be like starting to pop nice. And especially if we were like in Jersey overlooking the city, there's this section where it would, at this time of year, it would be probably pretty amazing. You know, I have these theories on the moon. The moon is just a light that never goes out. It stays on day and night. That's why you can see it in the daytime. And you know, people say the way the moon reflects the light from around the other side of the earth and the sun. I get all that. I get what everybody's been told. I get all that. But from what I've observed, it's a light that it never goes out. It stays on 24 hours a day. And
I mean, it depends if the sun. I mean, yeah, I would think if the sun is reflecting on it. Is this,
well,
yeah.
well, this it's to me, it's totally independent of the sun, and what it does is
So you think the moon projects? No, it had to be from the sun because we wouldn't even know what the moon looks like.
we would know what the moon looks like because it's always on, and as soon as it gets dark out, the moon provides you with light to see at night.
The moon. I don't think the moon projects lights, but it reflects light.
No, it projects light. The moon is like a spotlight.
No,
The moon-
I know it's not.
It's like a total spotlight, dude. The moon is, well, you know why I'd say that? Because I was here in New York City for the blackout. And I was driving.
2003.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was around.
Yeah, but you were in a car driving up the West Side Highway or the East Side or you see that day is
No, I was burning hot and mad I couldn't watch Disney Channel.
well, I
the
was
cable
in
went
my
out.
I had a brand new car at the time, which was a Subaru Outback. I had a brand new Subaru Outback. And in this Subaru Outback, I wound up driving all over the city and just driving people home for the blackout. I was loading up my car, something that is similar to what I did in 9/11. But that's a story for another day. And that night, I was coming towards the Manhattan and Brooklyn Bridge, going from west side of New York City towards the east side of New York City. In the area that I was in was where the Bull is at, Wall Street. I was in Wall Street area.
Okay.
And in that Wall Street area, the buildings are hugely dense right around you. It's like they're really tall and they're really close. You know, you only got like these one-way streets and you're driving down these one-way streets. And I opened up to where the Manhattan Bridge was. And right there above us was this moon. And I looked to my left and I was able to see up the whole entire Manhattan on the FDR Drive like a freaking spotlight, yo. This thing was illuminating all the streets. It was pretty amazing to know that if all went away as far as electricity, that moon will provide us with massive amounts of light, especially certain times of the year where it's low. And that was on a September 11th. That was September, wait, no, what was that? When was the blackout?
I think it was summer of 2003.
Yeah, summer of 2003. So I can't remember the month, but certain months of the year, the moon is very, very low. So tonight is going to be that low moon. It's popping tonight. I suggest I'll give you a call. Tell you to go walk your dog. Take a look up. Look up.
No, I'm gonna be sleeping.
That's right. This guy got to get up at 5 in the morning to take care of these damn 6th graders.
That's life.
Don't worry. They'll get. I tell you, a fly ass apartment is next. They'll do everything they can to steal your dreams. Don't worry. So now, we're gonna play a clip, and it's. I thought it was something that we needed to talk about. We got 2 clips. This is one of the 2.
Sure. All right. And this lady's name. So this lady's name is Glorilla. It's spelled Glorilla. All right. So I've never heard of this person. You can tell them anything about Glorilla, or you just kind of came upon her.
No, I know about her. I know about her career. and how she started and the few women that she came up with, and
She talks like she was a professional boxer for years.
yeah, she has that.
Like she sounds punchy.
Yeah, she sounds like she's been smacked around the room a few times, is what you're saying, right?
I'm not even saying that as an insult, but it's like prim.
Go all the way to the beginning. Looks like this is
Alright, so this is a
TMZ.
very short video.
Hey, ladies, how are you? I'm gonna call my twin, and I just want to let y'all know, be toxic for the rest of your 20s. You only get one life. Live your toxic 20s. You never get to be 20 years old, 21, 22, 23, 24, none of that ever again in your life. Be toxic, because don't get in your 30s thinking you could just go slashing tires and doing all this crazy shit. You're too old for that now. You're too mature. Be toxic for the rest of your 20s. And if you're delusional, turn this shit up a notch. Enjoy the rest of your 20s. You only get to do this shit one time.
All right. Before we get into the conversation, I just want to play you who I like. The first person that came to my mind. Sorry, the first person that came to my mind when she started speaking. And this is a guy named Meldrick Taylor, who he was a really special, important, big boxer. He was supposed to be one of the greatest ever, and then he fought. He was almost going to be the first person who beat this great undefeated Mexican named Julio Cesar Chavez. But on the last, with like seconds to go in the fight, the referee stopped the fight, and in Julio Cesar Chavez's favor, he got hit a few times, and this is how he communicates. You gotta skip the ad.
All right, thank you very much, Larry. And we mentioned all night that the most interested spectator in America is the man who, unlike the man who made $30,000 to fight Chavez tonight, will get something on the order of $1.5 million to fight him March 17. Meldrick Taylor, what did you think of the last 5 or 6 rounds of Chavez's performance here? I was very impressed.
No, all right. This is human him, not post fight. I gotta get him post fight.
I like what you're doing. Keep on going.
All right. Where's this son of a gun?
Hey, it's Stephanie with the Stephanie O Show, and I'm here at the press conference for Champions of Tomorrow, and I'm with Meldrick Taylor, 2-time world champion and Olympic gold medalist. I'm excited to just be in your presence. How are you today?
I really appreciate you saying that about me, but I'm feeling great, feeling wonderful. So what's about to take place tonight with the new portion by Damon Feldman, Champions of Tomorrow. I'm looking forward to a good portion, good fights, good fight cards. So I'm glad to be a part of it.
You know, it's the whole, you guys are doing this for such a good cause, because one of my pet peeves is bullying, and, you know, this is so nice that you guys are going out for bullying and putting a face to bullying. You know, you're saying, listen, we're not going to tolerate this. Has this been something that you've been involved in for a while, bullying?
Oh, yeah, that's dear to my heart.
And you know, watching this, I feel a little bad actually, because I really shouldn't have insulted Meldrick Taylor like that. He doesn't sound that bad. I should not have insulted Meldrick Taylor like that. He was a great boxer. All right.
Oh man, I love Meldrick Taylor.
Yeah, he was something else.
I wanted to be
great
like
power.
him. Well, him and what's his name? What's the Hispanic guy? The Puerto Rican from New York.
Was he in the contempt?
He was also
There
an
could be
Olympic.
so many people.
He won the silver medalist. He was a silver medalist. He I can't remember him now. He used to drive all around the hood in his Ferrari back in the day. He used to wear the curl right here.
Oh, what? Hector Macho Camacho.
Yeah, Hector Macho Camacho.
Yeah, gotcha.
I met him a few times, and I thought he was like.
Oh, he was a beast. Super athletic. He found a little skirt almost. Yeah, like a warrior skirt. Well,
so you're saying this Glorilla sounds a little bit like Meldrick Taylor with all that Yeah.
It's just completely hard to decipher. And I heard people, and I think she's like Southern or something like that. I've heard
Yeah.
many people with thick Southern accents. They sound nothing like that. She just sound like she used to like box for years and years and years. But listen to what this lady
Damn.
said. Yeah.
So if we ever get to see Glorilla, would we say, "Yo, you sound just like Mildred Taylor"?
Well, I
and
mean,
then she goes home and Googles Mildred Taylor.
yeah, but I mean, that's her the way she spoke was compounded by the toxicity of her message. All right, so like you know, I probably wouldn't have, you know, probably said anything if I just heard her speak, and I'm like, oh, that's unfortunate.
Right.
But you know, yeah, I think maybe it's important for. Or I don't know if it's important for younger people to get our message or not. Who cares? But what I got from what this lady said specifically is I'm shocked that she had. This girl looks like a young girl, right?
Yeah,
she looks
young.
like really young.
She's
and now
young. She's 20. She's in her 20s though. She's an adult.
Yeah.
An adult.
Yeah, and I had a party. I had a what would equate to, I'm sure you would to an extent, have what would equate to a toxic 20s where I was partying, being stupid all the times. Probably went into my early 30s. But I never at any point did I feel like I'd have to give advice to kids to have fun, enjoy yourself. I would tell kids the opposite. I would tell people the opposite. It's like this fun wears off quick.
Right.
And sometimes you're just going to be chasing that fun, and you're going to chasing it like literally you're going to be chasing a dragon forever and forever and forever. You never have it. No matter if you have fun, all that happens if you go wild in your 20s is when you hit your 30s. It's going to be such a steep drop off. It's going to probably shock her. I don't think this lady's going to be able to deal with when she has to be an adult and make adult decisions. And I think people who think like that are not going to be able to deal, because you can't, having a 20s be toxic and wild, that's habitual. So you start to build habits. You start to build toxic habits, and you can't just, you don't just reach 30 and say, oh, it's over.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know, a lot of people think that. Yeah. That's the problem. A lot of, especially women, believe that they're going to just be able to shake off their 20s and their toxicity. So she's saying not to slash tires in your 30s, to slash car tires in your 20s. Boo-boo. Why are you slashing car tires anyway?
I forgot she had said that. She said that specifically.
Yeah, she said don't you don't be trying to slash car tires when you older. And then she said, and if you over 34 and you toxic, you might as well just step it up a notch. So what she's encouraging is this chaos mentality. Yeah. And I noticed that a lot of women, even when I was out there and I was picking and choosing who I wanted to be with, toxic women, even back then, were kind of proud of themselves as well. Like nothing has changed. The results that these women have gotten are horrible, but yet they still encourage this sort of behavior.
Oh, but that's for a reason. That's for a purpose. That's why this is being blasted in TMZ, because it's doing the same thing. All these kinds of feministy kind of thing, doing that. So they're telling a lady to, during your 20s, don't find a husband. Don't find any stability. Don't have kids. Wait till your 30s where you're potentially more compromised, have a lower chance. You didn't even build the maturity bones, and you probably didn't build any skills that would make you a wife that somebody would want. So now you're in your 30s. That, like, maybe fresh off, let's say you did break your habit completely in your 30s. Where do you know what to do, where to go? If all you knew was being toxic, I don't know how you just change that. I don't know.
Hey man, I think we're dealing with a huge epidemic, and a woman like Glorilla, who's glowing Rilla, like a gorilla.
Really glowing.
Yeah, you're really glowing, boo-boo. You really got a great message to put out there. Instead of saying, ladies, I used to be very toxic,
Yeah.
And I'm realizing now that I'm 24 years old that I'm getting older, and that toxicity is not going to help the future.
Yeah.
All that stuff you were doing, it's going to have a cost. No one talks about that.
Yeah, and
No one speaks on the cost.
Yeah, and she thinks she's giving just fun advice, because I bet if she saw this video, she'd probably be like, "Oh, I'm just playing. I'm just telling people to have fun, and I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt with whatever accent I'm talking with."
By the way,
Yeah.
she's a hip hop artist.
And I'll just slide past that. So she she
It's all talking rap.
yeah.
You know, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna take your baby father when I go to the club, and when I get to the club, I'm gonna walk to the bar, and then I walk to the bar, I'm gonna take it real far because I'm the one who's gonna be with the gun, and I like just
She made
just
sick-
that
yeah.
silly conversational rap music. That's what she
No,
does.
the way
Or
she
hip-hop.
sounded, and I've heard other rappers like this talk. She makes like Sexy Red sound like, is that her name, Sexy Red?
Oh yeah, the one that's like
My booty
Pound
holes.
Town?
Yeah. She makes her sound like Oprah Winfrey. That's how they
Right.
she's on the. But I don't mean to insult her so much. But what these people don't understand, especially with social media, you're presenting yourself as an authority. You're saying
Right.
you're an authority on fun, and like when you do that, when you post a video, when you come in, but that's what it's showing, regardless of or not that was your intention. You're showing yourself to be an authority figure on something, and you're just saying random, I guess, crap, and you're giving out random advice to people who are probably gonna take it in. You sound fun. Hey girls, look, she's talking to. You don't think that's gonna get into the heads of children? Come on.
So let's move on to the next one that I sent you, and let's see if what do we think about this advice? Is that the way you say it? Advice?
What do I think about this? I don't know.
This
What you're
woman-
asking? Would I call this advice?
No,
Or
I'm
the-
just I don't even know. It's just
All right, let's see.
it's interesting
Just,
what makes TMZ.
It's a single mother's viral story time. No, that does this that way. Oh, was that update wasn't on that that single mother who's looking for her daddy? Was
The
it?
pandemic may be
Oh no, this lady.
Yeah, this is the one.
All right, fellas, the winner has spoken up and said they're not satisfied with the way a lot of y'all respond to a nude. So let me help you out.
Yeah.
Keep in
Oh,
mind,
was that
though,
not the one?
I'm a nerd.
Not Panorama.
If
Oh,
you're
okay.
dating a thug girlfriend, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not one of those. All right, so you get the nude. It's fire. She done did the lighting setup, put the camera on the tripod, the works, right? The wrong response is, damn, with the hard eyes emoji. That is the absolute wrong response. She put in too much effort for you to say that. Because girls want the drama. Memes are always an option. You can send 2 to 3 and make sure they're dramatic. Like the old school cartoons where the wolf's eyes pop out of its head, or like Jim Carrey in The Mask with his jaw dropping, or something like that. You know? Voice notes are also a great quick option. And make it dramatic. Put that razzle dazzle on it. Example, barking at the phone. You could sing a little R&B. I'll make love to you. Now, if your girl is a drama queen, she's gonna need a little bit more effort than that. Send a photo or video of yourself fainting or just already passed out on the floor. Example. Because you know what she did? She made your heart skip one too many beats. And a top-notch response is always, I'm on my way, and actually be on the way. Now, if your girl is a nasty heathen, send her a video, and you know what kind of video I'm talking about, and make sure there's sound. Thank you.
I got a bunch of shit to say with that.
Please,
All right.
lead the charge.
For one thing, and this, I don't want this to because this might digress it, but I am not a fan of women that I've already have sex with or I'm having sex with sending me nude photos. I'm not a fan.
I never thought about it like that.
I'm not a fan.
I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of. What are you doing now? That doesn't turn me on. If I've seen you naked and already had sex with you, I don't want you sending me naked pictures of yourself. It
Right.
not only it's useless. To me it's almost begging for attention. All right.
Right.
Now, if we've never had sex before, then I might get excited about new picture. Oh,
Right.
I might get an
Right.
opportunity. Nice, but with that all being said, I'm not policing how I respond to that shit. You respond that, you take whatever response. I understand not what a rude response, something rude or indifferent, upsetting somebody, but you know, you send something, you get what you receive back. I have the issue. The reason I had so many things to say about this video, I have an issue, even particularly with her giving advice about how to react to things, because it makes the reaction disingenuous, and it loses the steam. Any videos that give you advice on how to react to your man, how to celebrate your man, how to do this with your woman, just a thought about that. You're telling people how to react just outside of their natural reaction, which I reiterated. Also, I'm not sure that she is a man.
Yo, you know what's so great about what you just said is that I didn't think of that.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie and say you stole my thought. No, I never thought about that. But while you said that, the first thing that made me think of is to look at the person who's giving the advice. Is this a person who I want sending me nudes? No.
She
Because,
wasn't terrible.
no,
She's
no.
fine.
The
but,
chick, let me just tell you, because it's so interesting that this whole nude thing, right? There was a time where the man would send the D pic, right? And women were into getting and receiving these D pics. Like, whoa, this is what I got to look forward to. Let's hook up. It was almost like an application. Like it's almost like a reference. You're like giving out your references. Blah, here's my reference. Let's make this happen. Do you then send that pic again after you've been together? No. So now what you're saying makes so much sense, that the woman is, why would you be getting these pictures from a woman who you've already been with?
Yeah.
And then to be policed on how you're supposed to respond to it. I guess the only thing you're supposed to say is, I'm on my way. So that to me would make sense.
That definitely makes sense.
That makes sense.
Like that's a
You've been with a
that makes
chick.
sense.
You've been with a chick. You've seen her naked. She sends you a nude out of nowhere, and you're like, you look at your time. You say, I'm on my way.
Yeah, that's like you asked somebody to come over. Actually, yeah.
So that's something that's possible. But this woman is talking about how I have to be barking at the phone and sending all these emojis to satisfy this ego. When everything about men and their egos, we're told to quench it. We're told to stifle it. And these women nowadays are told to, and are telling men how to keep that ego going, how to satisfy the ego, what emojis to use for this ego. The whole entire time they want us to stifle our egos. They want us to not send any, men are not allowed to send any more D pics. But when the woman sends a pic, this is how you're supposed to respond. And I found that to be really what's the word, hypocritical. I found it to be very hypocritical, because you send a woman a D pic, she's gonna be offended, and I don't like this is not cool. And yeah,
like off the jump, or send it after she sends you a nude photo.
No, if you after the nude, it's fine. I'm just saying,
just
if a man
initiates
initiates the
that is a little aggressive. Just a picture.
But why is it okay for the woman to send one?
That's funny, because I actually do think if a woman send that, it would be more so she wanted attention. But a man send that does seem aggressive. Because maybe the dick.
You see,
but I don't know that. But I don't think that.
Call it the D, not don't use the whole word.
Yeah, but that's interesting because I do see it defined with, because that's like a lot, man. There's something about that, because if a woman just sent me a vagina pic, that would be a lot too, though. Like if that would be a little aggressive, just a vagina. That wouldn't even be sexy. Like, you know what I mean? But like a nude pic,
depending on the woman, and
just her
depending
vagina.
and depending if you ever been there before.
Yeah, but I did, like a nude pic. You're seeing the whole body and stuff like. Just a vagina, just like that's a little. So actually, so I do. So all right, so I do have similar things in that, because if it was just if a guy just said
here's also something. Sorry, here's also something that's interesting. As soon as this woman,
I gotta take a leak over here.
Yeah, go.
You keep saying what you're saying. Hello. Just look at that. I can't see. What am I gonna be? Alright, we'll be behind. Hey, just so you know, audience, I need to use the bathroom real quick before we get back to the show. And I went out the door to go right here, and there was somebody just looks dead at me.
Right.
I'm in professional clothes and crap.
That's funny. That's hilarious. I guess you gotta go. You gotta go. Premium Black News, y'all. When nature hits, you go for it.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna chat with them in the meantime. Well, when our chat get all blown up all of a sudden.
Yeah. So, what was the other one we were gonna talk? Oh, this is what I was gonna say. I was gonna say is that, you know what's crazy is that I instantly only thought about the D pic that a man sends. Like you said, a vajayjay pic is a little like whoa, whereas we are automatically. I never thought about the male nude pic, because you have to be honest. The man's body, the man's body, taking the pic of a man's body. So now we're talking head to toe. You're naked.
Yeah, that's a little
like
zesty.
That's a little weird.
That's
like, whereas the woman, she can do the head to toe. Men head to toe naked. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's like
the fact that you would do that and get in the right position to make yourself look the best. There's
some
very
about
feminine
tripod.
about that. I'm talking about a guy doing that.
Yeah, a guy putting up a tripod and then just
That would turn. What kind of woman would that turn on?
I don't know. It seems extreme.
Like, am I beating off?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, that's over. It just seems a little aggressive. So, I never even imagined the nude. I only imagine the man sending the D pic. Yeah, right. Isn't that's an interesting take on that. All right, so we talked about the blue moon. We talked about the gorilla. And we also talked about this young lady who I definitely wouldn't want to see naked. Talk and give a tutorial on the way to react to a nude being sent to you. I had a woman send me a nude not so long ago, maybe like in the last couple of months. I had to unfriend this person because I was just like, aren't you married with children? Like, a married woman with children sending a guy, and it was a full body pic. Now that I think about it,
was it like glammed up? Did she have like makeup on, or was she just naked?
She was just naked. And it was a big girl too, like 225, 5'5". I was just like,
that's just, first of all,
I hit the unfriend button. I was like, no thanks. But so women are doing this. This is happening. I believe this is happening. Women are sending nudes.
Yeah, women are free. If you really
have
you
want gotten a nude? In recent? Or?
No. I haven't gotten nudes in years. Years.
Right.
Like, so what's it called? My ex sent me one once. But actually, you know what's funny? All right, so Yeah, so I got, I think, maybe 3 nudes in my whole life, and they were actually all people that I've dated.
This
So
is
it
during
was,
the dating.
yeah, I've never gotten the one that I'd actually want, the one who I've never, maybe I'm texting you for some reason, for some absurd reason, I'm communicating with you and we haven't had sex, but for some reason, I'm communicating. I've never gotten a text in that sense, but I've had 3 different girlfriends send me nude, and I have never sent a penis pic, but I have sent the first one who sent me a naked pic, a pic of me shirtless. But that was just because.
So you did the shirtless pic.
Yeah, but that's not. Yeah, but that was just because, you know, that was the first time I ever gotten one. You know, so courteous. You know what I'm saying? It was out of nowhere.
It was so courteous. You'll be so courteous.
So, but that was the extent I would go. I'll never send my my penis pic out there. That's too much.
Right.
That's too aggressive.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't even think it's like sexy for a woman. I say, you know when you see my penis when it goes down.
Yeah.
And it'll be so much crazier than what you see.
Every Friday night after drinks.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best time. That's I'll send you
Friday night after drinks.
I'll show you mine. Yeah.
In person. Yeah. All right. So what we can talk about is we can do an update to last week's show with the young lady who had the random guy from Atlanta who got her pregnant with his 7th child.
Ooh, child.
So there's an update. He went public and he was walking, holding his phone, light-skinned guy. He's like a little darker than me. Not much, not by much. Maybe a shade darker than me. And neck tattoo of a cross. Doesn't look like, it looked like he used to work out. But he probably only works out like, you know, maybe like, you know, once a month, twice a month. He's not really like in the gym hard, but he looks like he at one time took care of himself a little more than he's doing now. He's in his 30s. He's, I believe, bald-headed as well. And he was just basically saying that he's going live because he doesn't want this woman to destroy his reputation.
I mean, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that was his thing. He mumbled. I listened to like 10 minutes of the mumble jumble. It was just, I couldn't. I would have to get stupider to really get into it. So I just wasn't there. So then the internet is undefeated. They find all the baby mothers, 7 of them or 6 of them. And the baby mothers are what women are considering to be super attractive. All the women on the internet are like, oh my God, they're so attractive, they're so beautiful. Oh my goodness, he was able to get 7 women, beautiful women pregnant. I took a look at the pictures. 2 of them are okay looking, 2 of them are decent looking, and the rest look like they're just Instagram filtered out. So I'm not impressed by no chick who needs 45 Instagram filters. So the women are coming forward, and now the new thing is this young lady who did the video, her videos now are including her trying to become friends with these women, and she's really so impressed with how good they looked that she has to be friends with them. She doesn't know about their personalities or anything like that. Just the fact
was she the lady who started the video?
Yeah. So because these are attractive women, she wants to be besties with these women. So that's the latest on that. That's the latest update on that.
It's gross.
And people are talking about them even getting a reality TV show.
Only a woman would say that. I want to be. She is gorgeous. I've heard women say that in person. She is gorgeous. Like, I have to know her. Like, what the fuck? What are you talking about?
Wow, I've never said
that. It's not
gonna
before. Wear on you.
I've actually met really, really good looking guys, and I was like, yo, dude, I couldn't be friends with this fucking guy.
I mean, I never even thought of it. I could differentiate. So I could say, okay, that person's a handsome person, or something like that. But the idea that you want to build a friendship around, like, what are you gonna do? You gonna look at them? What does that even mean? Are you attracted to them?
What are you
talking about?
You're making a good point, man.
I don't understand this stuff.
All right, so now what's next? What's next on the Premium Black News Channel? LJ is in the chat, and I know that. Oh no, we already talked about that last thing there. Did you hear this? No, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. I feel very unprepared, but not that it's not that I'm unprepared. It's just that doing this show and then going to where it's 5 o'clock and it's like trying to figure out, we got a lot going on with the kids and all that kind of stuff. It's I gotta do better.
Well, what's it called? I don't. Yeah, we were talking about earlier how I don't see myself like pursuing anything romantically for just a long time.
Because of the teacher, because you knew because of the schooling and stuff.
Yeah, but but I also got even a little before that, I started moving, because I think I told you once, I started moving towards a point where I started to feel unexcited or unenamored with the idea of having, because honestly, I'm realizing honestly what I want in a woman, and it's not. It's almost like I want a teddy bear that I can bang. I want someone.
You have to explain that. Wow. What? Wow. Please explain this stuff.
No, because where I really get, really get the longing or the feeling or something to having somebody is when I'm in like bed alone, and it's nice to have a woman to hold and stuff like that. But outside of that, I never, I don't know, I don't really have I don't ever think about other things. Like, I don't walk to a farmer's market and think, oh, I wish I had somebody walk through a farmer's market with me, because then I wouldn't be able to have my AirPods in and listen to what I'm listening to. So it's almost, and granted, I've been in back-to-back relationships for a while.
Right.
Before my, before my like almost 6-year relationship, I was in a.
He's talking about his ex-fiance.
Yeah, I was in a 5-month relationship, and before that I was and before that I was in like a almost a year relationship. So I went back to back, and the time I really like longed for them and had a real affection for them was just in the nighttime when I laid in bed, but not during the hours.
And are you holding them or are they holding you?
No, I don't get held.
You don't get held. You want to hold.
Yeah, because it's I don't want to. Now you can if you rub my head, that's nice. Oh, I loved that. That's like the nicest sensation. But I don't like to be held like a baby.
No, I mean? You hold a baby like this. Nobody can hold you.
I don't like to be. That's fair. That's a good point. That's a good point.
In other words, you don't want to be cradled, kind of.
I don't want it. I don't want my back towards somebody when someone's holding that. That makes me feel awkward. But
so you don't want to be spooned.
No, I don't like that. No, I don't like that at all. I don't like.
You don't want a woman spooning you.
No, I don't like that. But I enjoy if I'm lying on my back and she's on my chest. That's like the favorite. But it's almost uncomfortable for them because I have it like almost a headlock. Or if I'm lying on the side or something like that, and I have them, but I have to have them wrapped up. And honestly, sometimes that would make them uncomfortable. Like you're too hot, you're too warm. I'm trying to, but I'm starting to get an understanding, and I don't know if this means I'm some kind of sociopath because.
Please tell me. Elaborate.
But because I don't look back at the conversations and think, and almost any that's not even individual to and what's it called. I don't look back at any of the conversations and think, wow, it was nice to. And I never vent to women. I never vent to a woman really. It's because. So I didn't have them as that outlet, like a venting outlet or something like a stress reliever or something I can let my day out. But where I felt like I needed them was when I'd lay in bed at night. So I don't know. Does that sound weird?
No, I don't think it's weird at all. I don't think it's weird at all because you're 32 years old. So you are finding yourself as a man, like what you like, what you don't like, what you're looking for, where those relationships that were back to back were just moving or gearing you for who you're going to be with. They were preparing you. You have been making all these mistakes. Even the one that you did with the fiance, you wanted to spend the rest of your life with her. When you came back to New York from Texas, you were under a lot of stress. You were kind of sad a little bit too for a couple of months.
I was sad for other reasons, but that's neither here nor there.
Right. Whatever the case is, you had a bit of a broken heart. Now you're finally over that, yo. You over that broken heart, and you don't need a relationship right now. But you realize that yes, you don't need a relationship, but what you would like is that touch of a woman, like to be able to hold her tight to you and have that, that maybe like where you can feel each other's breath in and out. Yeah, all that stuff, dude, that's so important for a man your age. I don't think, like I told you many times before, you shouldn't even consider a relationship serious until you're 35, because you're going to be deeper into your career. You're going to have your timeline set. You're going to know the person you're with, and then you're going to really seriously start saying, who am I going to have babies with? So, dude, you're right on track, man.
Maybe.
That marriage or that engagement kind of threw your natural clock off. But it was good because it was a real relationship. You know what you're gonna have and not accept.
Oh yeah, but it's funny. Even in that last one, I just couldn't stop that. Kind of like weekly, partying, weekly, hookups and stuff like that. So I feel like something about me would have at least tempered that something if that was in the right way. It was like that was an addiction in and of itself.
Right. Going out every weekend, partying, having a good time, even though you were partying with your fiance as well.
No. There was always one day a week that I almost make sure that it happened, that I could just go out with either alone or with like buddies. Yeah. And
you kind of feel that might be over for you. Those feelings, that wanting to, that need to that appetite that needs to be quenched. Need to be satiated, that need to maybe like a form of that animalistic side of you.
Oh no, that's no. I still have that animalistic side of me, and that kind of the quench, and you'd see that if I was ever outside. But
I mean, it's only been 2 months. You're acting like you're totally retired.
No, not from the job. I wasn't even talking about that. No, I'm not even talking about, no, not from the job, not even because of the job, but like I still have that urge to get laid and stuff like that. I mean, and I still feel a little like, oh man, rats. No booty tonight.
Right. Because you got to be responsible. You got to get to bed by 9:30. Ulrich has to be to bed by 9:30 to get to his class, to these kids in the morning. And then, because of course they're paying him a lot, they don't want them to leave. He's there till 5 in the evening. It's ridiculous. 5:30, 6
yeah,
o'clock.
Today it was about almost 6.
It was almost 6. I was outside I was only outside a half an hour. No big deal.
That was that was why I couldn't pull out the phone of that.
Yeah, of course. But I knew you were at a meeting. But here's the thing, you're right on track, my friend. This is part of life. You're gonna make a great decision, and dude, you want to have kids, you want to have a wife, so it's gonna happen for you. It didn't happen with the last one, thank God.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I say that respectfully.
Because something about that, there had to have been something in there that wouldn't make me change it all over those years. Like, wouldn't make me change some like those kind of bad habits. I don't know. But you're right. I am at a point where I'm finally. I don't really. There's no residual pain from that relationship.
Right. You might be over it.
Yeah,
But like I told you, it's gonna take, a long time before you're 100% over it. A lot of times it's the same time you put in it takes to get out of it. Like with me and my first child, I was like, I always felt that the woman that I was with at the time was just like a rebound. And she would even say it in arguments. I'm just your rebound. You don't really love me. She would always say that. And I would just be like, come on.
Where would Stay say that shit?
Huh?
Where would Stay say something? You don't love me.
You don't love me. I'm your rebound. And it was true. She was right. I didn't have the heart to admit it, but she was right. And it was true. But it wasn't until I saw my daughter's mother. When I saw my first child's mother in person after we were together 2 years. I didn't see her for 2 years. And when I saw her for the first time in X amount of time, I was like, oh shit, I felt nothing. So it was great. I was like, oh snap, I'm over that one. And then subsequently, I dumped the rebound right after that. So she was right. The rebound was right.
Cold as ice.
I had to let her go, All right, I got to get you home, or what other subject is there? What are we?
No, you.
Let's see what the people are talking about.
Ooh.
Come on, make it make sense. Great work. Theory, what? Therapy with Chef. Yeah, therapy with the Chef. Yeah, that's what's happening right now. Get him a blow up. Damn, get him a blow up doll.
Ouch, LJ, what the heck?
Yo, when I was a kid, we had a blow up doll that we bought off like a crackhead. When I used to have an apartment. I was emancipated minor at 15.
Yeah.
So I've always had my own place. And this particular apartment that I had a couple of buddies staying with me. And a crackhead sold us a blow up doll. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll buy it off you. Probably pay $5 for it. So we blew it up and we just put it in the corner. No big deal. It was just in the background.
A gag gift.
Like a gag thing.
Joke,
it was like a joke when you walk in, you see this, what the hell you guys got a blow up doll? One day I, stupid me, decide to inspect the blow up doll. And let me tell you,
sick, man.
This freaking friend of mine that was staying with me went in every damn hole. It was just dude, really, wow.
How does that even feel
and
nice?
Then just left it there. What's wrong with you, man? I mean, I was just what the hell? I washed my hands 50 times, man. I was like, jeez, I was cursing them out and everything. And we weren't gonna fight or anything, but I was just what the hell's wrong with you? I'm sorry, man. I just wanted to test it out or something. I said, you gotta test every part of it out? What the hell's wrong with you, man? So that was funny. I remember it was has no hands. I was like a blow up doll.
That's fucking a monster.
Yeah, that was just I couldn't even imagine. It never even crossed my mind to do that. But that's me.
That was a perfect way to end the show. I had a blow up doll once. That was actually pretty poetic.
Yeah, and I was only 16 years old. I was a young widow lad. So thank you everybody for coming in, chatting it up.
Cool. Sorry for these shorter shows.
Yeah, we're doing shorter shows right now because Ulrich is got a new gig, the new schedule. He had these 6th graders that he's molding their minds in between, finding out how to properly mold their minds.
We gotta meld. You know how we can meld the show with maybe my partying or something like that, and me getting laid, and you can all give me one, and then it'll be all the next day.
Well, when's the next time you going out?
Black news parties. Probably Friday.
Are you gonna do the staff thing?
No.
Because respectfully.
I don't even know it. I didn't even know why.
I don't think it's a good idea.
Dude, you wouldn't fit in with these guys. You would not fit in with these guys. Not in the bad way. I barely fit in with these guys. I'm mostly facilitating a conversation just so it'd be comfortable for everybody.
I don't think teachers need to be going out drinking. Let me tell you, I used to be in the bar business.
Yeah.
Right? Long time, from the age of 21 to 37.
Yeah.
I was in the bar business. Okay? And the teachers, they would always come in, and it's always around the beginning of the year, and they always want to come and have a few drinks, and it always ends up bad. Always. Always. I would just sit there and I would just watch this group of cool teachers, really nice, and then when it gets even worse, when the principal shows up. Because when the principal shows up, the principal decides to act a damn fool and somehow gets his hands on a little bit of candy and is acting silly in the damn bathrooms. So all I'm saying is, like, I don't suggest you hang out after work with any of these teachers, any of them, because I've seen it year after year after year after year. You get those groups of teachers, this one from this school, this one from this school. They come to my place, they're having a few drinks, everything is cool, and then 3-4 months later, there's drama, there's scandal, there's craziness. So trust me when I tell you.
I'll take heed.
Take heed to hanging out with those people after work.
Gotcha.
Those are not even your friends. Those are your colleagues.
Yeah, they're not. No,
you know what I mean? You should go to the bar. You could go to a bar with an associate, but these are your colleagues. That's the moon trying to come up right there, behind that building.
I see that
See
plane.
that big light? That's not a plane.
Oh, no.
Right there. You see that building right in front of us.
So, I see that.
So if this pole is 12,
I do. No, I see it right there.
Yeah. Do you see how bright that is? It's going through the building, to the window of the building from the back.
All right, that is pretty bright.
That blue moon is here, yo. And I'm not pulling out my Nikon P900. I thought about it. I was like, I wonder if the battery is charged. Take a few shots.
You'll get the instinct, and when you'll think about it, you're like, I'm not gonna do it. Then you're gonna be like, damn, but that moon is fire. You know what?
Yeah, dude, I got shots of the moon you wouldn't believe. I have shots of the moon that you would think I was a liar. You're like, this is computer generated. This ain't real. I'm like, no, sir, it's real.
Gotcha.
Everything we've been told is possibly a lie.
Perhaps. But we keep it real here at Premium Black News.
Yeah, we keep it as real as we can get. As real as we can get, because we're limited by our life experiences and our knowledges and what we've been told. Yo, that moon is coming up, sir. And you see that haze around it? That's like this cloudiness.
We can talk about that.
Yeah, it's time to go. What time is it? Oh man, it's 8:20.
No, we can want.
Oh, we gotta. He's responsible now. All right, my educated guy. I'm Big Elvis the Chef. Wait, let me see. Anybody have anything to say here? All right, LJ's been going in. I mean, so supportive. Christopher Perkins, man, we love you, man. It's good. What does it say?
It's good luck to see the full moon rise.
Yeah. Good luck to see it rise, right? And it's rising fast, dude. Fast. I should flip this camera around. Boom. And they can see what we see. And there it goes. That's the moon rising above these buildings here. Let me put this here. See, the light is kind of... There we go. There she goes, y'all. You know, I've traveled this whole country over it, from one end to the other, up and down. I've done Route 66, which takes like 2 weeks to do the whole Route 66. I've done Route 66. I've done New York to California, and I've taken all off roads. I don't like take Route 80 all the way down, all that shit. Fuck that. What I do is I take all the side roads and all that kind of stuff. And let me tell you, this moon, I've seen the moon where it looks like you can hit it with a baseball. That's how low the moon has been.
Actually, cool.
Like
Oh,
in
maybe that
Arizona.
couple came to see that. That's what they were waiting here this whole time.
Those people, no. Those people were just here to test out. That guy was here to spend 10 minutes with his other family.
Maybe.
That guy was here spending 10 minutes with his other family. Now he's going home to his real family.
Who knows?
Mm.
I've never watched a moonrise in my life.
Can't say that no more. And I love the way it looks with that scaffold. Look at this plane going right in front of it. Oh, that was fire.
That was pretty
That
cool.
was fire.
That was pretty
Imagine
cool.
being on the plane and just have the lights go through the plane like that. That's fire.
That was pretty picturesque.
Yeah, that was hot. That was great.
Not bad. Not too shabby.
Where's my crystals? I need to charge up my crystals. Oh, I got a crystal quartz watch. I could put my watch on the dash and charge my watch up. No, this is actually automatic. This is not a crystal. There's no the mother of pearl on this. Is that crystal? Oh no, the crystal will be this. This is crystal. This glass on the watch. This is a crystal glass. So I need to charge this watch up.
It's pretty cool though.
It is amazing. It's amazing. And then you can see what looks like chemical trails right in front of it. The long streaks of clouds. Calm trails, aka calm trails.
For communists?
No, for condensed ice particles.
Gotcha. Well, we got to record a whole moon rise on Premium Black News.
That's a fact. Yeah, dude, I got so much stuff on my channel that I have on private. A lot of it on private, especially my moon days. Because, you know, I have like 3,000 videos on YouTube. And I only have like 1,200 up.
Gotcha.
But there's another 1,000 that I have on private because it's, wow, look at the way it's busting through the clouds like that. All right, 2 more minutes, Ulrich. Come on, you can do it. I know this is. I don't think you find too many guys sitting in the car watching the movie.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool, man, but
you're like, I'm over it. I'm ready to move on.
I'm not one of these guys who care about this kind of shit.
I watched the whole thing happen already. You are appreciated, y'all. Look at LJ. She changed her what's that called?
Her emojis.
Her emoji. No, her avatar.
Yes.
Thank you everyone for showing up. Premium Black News. Go to the description and it'll show you a way that you can donate using Cash App or Venmo. Please find it in your heart to donate because it's a value for value show. You understand that? It's the greatest concept in the world, value for value.
Shout out to No Agenda and MoFax.
No shout outs here. We just show them respect.
Okay.
Boom. Love y'all. That's a fact.